Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day everyone. Not sure of how to write comparison and contrast paragraph? Don't worry, don't panic, because I, Luruh, will guide you to understand how to write comparison and contrast paragraph. So, welcome to comparison and contrast paragraph writing course. Selamat datang pada materi comparison and contrast paragraph. So, enjoy the class. And before we go on to the first material of our course today, there are things that you need to know related to compare and contrast paragraph. The first thing is the definition of comparison and contrast paragraph, yaitu definisi dari paragraf comparison and contrast atau paragraf pertentangan dan perbandingan. And the second one is the purpose of comparison and contrast paragraph, tujuan dari penulisan paragraf comparison and contrast. And then the third is the steps in writing comparison and contrast, atau tahapan-tahapan dalam penulisan paragraf comparison and contrast. The fourth is the transition word and signal words in comparison and contrast writing, atau kata penghubung yang menghubungkan satu kalimat dan kalimat lain, atau induk kalimat dan anak kalimat dalam penulisan comparison and contrast paragraph. And of course, the last but not least important thing is organize a comparison and contrast paragraph, atau bagaimana mengelola atau membuat sebuah comparison and contrast paragraph, di mana tahapannya pun terdapat dua hal yang berbeda. Nah, rekan-rekan nanti bisa lihat ya seperti apa pada materi selanjutnya. Alright, let's go on to the material. Let's continue into our material today. It's about the definition of comparison and contrast. So, comparison in writing discusses elements that are similar, while contrast in writing discusses elements that are different. Compare and contrast paragraph focuses on how two items are similar, different, or similar in some ways and different in others, can compare and contrast any number of items, including theories, events, books, or people. Then analyzes two subjects by comparing them, contrasting them, or both. The key to a good compare and contrast paragraph is to choose two or more subjects that connect in a meaningful way. The purpose of comparison and contrast paragraph. The purpose of writing a comparison and contrast paragraph is not to state the obvious, but rather to illuminate subtle differences or unexpected similarities between two subjects. If wanted to focus on contrasting two subjects, would not pick apples and oranges, but rather might choose to compare and contrast two types of oranges and two types of apples to highlight subtle differences. Steps in developing comparison and contrast paragraph. First, choose compare and contrast topic. Second, identify and select similarities and differences about a certain topic or subject. Third, find and gather supporting details or evidence. Fourth, write the paragraph, which consists of topic sentence, supporting sentence or supporting details, and concluding sentence. This should be done sequentially. Phrases of comparison and contrast. The comparison part have several phrases, among others, one similarity, another similarity, both, like, likewise, and similarly. While for the contrast part, it consists of one difference, another difference, conversely, in contrast, unlike, and while. Now we're discussing signal words. Transition words and phrases adalah kata dan frase yang menghubungkan kalimat, paragraf dalam tulisan, agar membantu pembaca memahami hubungan logis antara bagian-bagian tulisan yang ada dalam kalimat tersebut. Subordinators atau konjungsi yaitu kata penghubung yang menghubungkan dependent clause atau anak kalimat dan independent clause atau induk kalimat. Coordinators connect equally important ideas, yaitu menghubungkan secara sama ide-ide yang penting. This part will discuss comparison signal words. First, we have similarly. Second, we have likewise, also as the third, to, fourth, and then as the fifth, and then just as the sixth. Those comparison signal words has examples of each sentences. Next is another example of comparison signal words in the coordinators part. Those are and, both, blah blah blah, and, not only, blah blah blah, but also, neither, blah blah blah, nor. Alright, let's go on to another comparison signal words. There are like plus noun, just like plus noun, similar to, like, be similar to, the same as, the same, alike, similar, to compare to, and to compare with. Those are included in several sentences as the example. The first sentence. Alright, now we go on to contrast signal words. First we have transition words and phrases, subordinators the second, coordinators the third, and others. In transition words and phrases, we have however, nevertheless, nonetheless, and still. In subordinators, we have although, even though, and though. And coordinators, we have but and yet. and others we have despite plus noun and in spite of plus noun. Let's go on to the example in the sentence. We go on with another example of contrast signal words. We have differ from, compared to or compared with, different from, dissimilar to, and unlike. Here are the sentences. This part will describe the example of comparison and contrast paragraph. Language education and linguistics are similar in some ways, but they differ in a very important way. In both fields, the experts study languages. However, language education experts study the language teaching and learning practices. Linguists, on the other hand, use their knowledge to analyze how people acquire knowledge about language, how this knowledge interacts with other thought processes, how it varies between speakers in different geography areas. This is a science where language is considered as a way of communication between people. This part will be discussing organize a comparison or contrast paragraph. There are two types. The first one, organized by subject. And the next one is organized by point, which consists of topic sentence and supporting details, also conclusion. On the last part, we have exercise. The exercise has been provided for you in order to enhance your ability in writing comparison contrast paragraph. Hopefully, this course has a beneficial for you, and I would like to say thank you very much. Hopefully, we can see each other again next time in other courses. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you next time. Saranghe.